Coming to you live, 6 o'clock, Monday, July 28th. Sage, I don't think we've hopped on to stream since training camp started. How you feeling, baby?
I'm feeling good. Pads went on today. The intensity ramps up. We started to get the videos. We see who's legit, depending on which angle from 49ers media you come into, you observe. You're going to see who's doing bad, who's doing not. We won't really know. All we can do is, take what they give us. So I'm excited, man. Like it feels like football. We're a month away, I think, from our fantasy draft. Everyone's reported. I think everyone's live. So it's back. Like this is as back as it could be.
I mean, Sage, you're saying we can't do anything. Sage, we can go down there. I mean, we can get our own clips. We can get our own footage. We can report live from Santa Clara. Are we going to make the trip? I mean, I keep on telling you, look at you. I mean, you're all dressed up. You got your Monday to Friday job, Sage. You can take a day off, baby. Come on. We got to hit Santa Clara.
You know how hard it is for that. No, I'm down, Chaser. Calling me out right now.
We got to check it out.
We got our tickets coming.
Tickets are coming. Training camp has started. And, Sage, I don't think it would be a legit way to start a conversation about 49ers training camp without bringing up the injury side first. So, coming into camp, I think our last recording, we were talking about Jauan Jennings, how he had so much leverage because he got Brandon Ayuk, who's hurt. Ricky Pearsall at the time was on the PUP list. Everybody was freaking out about that. Sage, I feel like I'm most confident now that Ricky Pearsall is going to be the most healthy wide receiver for the Niners. He's good to go. He's looking fine. But now all of a sudden, Jauan Jennings comes up with a calf injury. Sage, it looked like Jauan was going to maybe get that deal. He had a lot of leverage going, but you got to say that this kind of messes it up a little bit for the Jennings camp. Just a little bit.
It feels like he played his hand terribly, right? Like he should have held, if he really wanted, depending how bad he wanted that contract, either he knew the Niners weren't going to give him any money or there was a wink, we're going to pay you, just play it out, be there for your guys because we don't have Ayuk. We can't be throwing out Isaiah Nair and Ricky Pearsall to make Purdy, make these guys, get in sync with the offense. So
yeah,
it went bad. I feel bad. I mean, this is the second time he's injured that same calf. Coming off of the NBA playoffs, a calf strain just seems like the first step of something more mortifying, something you don't want to ever play on. So
it's really Achilles. It's really just Achilles in the back.
As soon as someone says calf, the first thing you think of isn't even the calf. You just think Achilles. How can this get to the Achilles and how bad can it get? And he shouldn't play on it. I think it was, I forget the podcast I was listening to, but they said the only way to heal the calf is you just don't go on it for a month. Right? You don't even mess with it because
it's usually how it works. Yeah.
Unlike a hamstring, you can play through it, right? It doesn't hurt as bad. You're not going to be unable to run routes, unable to make your cuts, but you can play through it, but it just leads the potential of what it could get to is way worse. So if you're Jauan Jennings, I mean, the fact that you re-aggravated it isn't good because I was going to say, it's good that you caught it early. You can rest on it, but you never know when it's going to, pop back up and you're trying to get a contract. You're 28 years old. Coming off the best season you'll probably have in your career. This was a prime opportunity for you to break out with Ayuk gone, prove you're a wide receiver 1, maybe 2. And I don't know. It just feels like he played it wrong.
He should have went with that Brandon Ayuk Holden route, right? Where it's I'm at training camp, but I'm not practicing. I'm not going to be running any fucking routes. I'm not going to try to get injured. But I could just imagine Drew Rosenhaus. He's having negotiations with John Lynch, and then John Lynch gets a call. It's wait, hold on. What happened to Jauan? Wait, he's grabbing at his calf, and Rosenhaus is just you got to be fucking kidding me. We're starting to make headway with the contract negotiations, and then you get the calf injury coming up. But he wasn't the only one, Sage. He wasn't the only one. So we had a couple other guys coming in. We had Renardo Green and Jacob Cowing pull up with hamstrings, and rest assured, Kyle Shanahan said they're going to be back in 2 weeks because you definitely can trust whatever Kyle Shanahan's saying when it comes to who's really injured, who's not, and when they're going to be coming back. I mean, Sage, I almost trust Kyle Shanahan with this kind of information as much as a used car salesman at this point. Whatever comes out of his mouth, I just take with a grain of salt.
Last year, right? Was it July? Yeah, this time last year, he said if there was a game today, Christian McCaffrey would be playing. We don't see him. We don't see him until week 10. So I don't trust him at all. I mean, hamstring, right? Going back to what I was just saying, you cannot play through it, right? We're not going to know until we know. 2 weeks, whatever it is for two guys who, are making cuts. Jacob Cowing, who relies on speed, That's like the first sign, and just like, this is a curse season. You see it. It pops up time and time again with these receivers. They heard it once. It takes a whole season for them to get healthy. So like I said, you're glad it's, you're catching it now, but it's not a good sign. It's never a good sign when it's happening this early. So, I mean, it's happening. It's just spreading across, and it's happening across your receiver room. You already have your top dog out. Your second guy goes out with a calf injury now. So it's like, what do you have? Like, you're looking around the receiver room. It's like, what do you have now? Like, show me what we have.
Yeah. I'm not gonna be a guy who's gonna be too scared right now with the hamstring stuff. No doubt. If you're a Niner fan, this is just PTSD central, where right at the beginning of training camp, everybody's starting with hamstrings. You know that could last the entire season, and hammies are tough, man. If you ever had a hamstring injury, it's not really something you could test out, and it's never going to get 100%, right? Like, you're never going to get to a point where the hamstring's like good to go. It's going to be something that you're going to be dealing with for a long time. So you just got to hope that, especially for Renardo Green, because
they need him.
We need him. Diamador Lenore is definitely that lockdown cornerback, but I don't know if I want to rely on a guy like who we just picked up, Eli Apple, or even a guy like, an Upton Stout, who a lot of people like coming out of Western Kentucky, but he's a rookie. He didn't play in a major Power 5 conference, so you just got to hope that Renardo Green and even Jacob Cowan come back as soon as possible.
It's getting meek over there, right? Like, you have Demo, but then you're relying on a bunch of young guys, Darrell Luter Jr., Upton Stout, who I heard a lot of good things about. I won't buy it yet. I won't buy it till I see it in a real game going up against someone that's not Jacob Cowan or Ricky Pearsall. But the early returns are there. I mean, the Niners receivers are just there to make the DBs look good now, but you need a guy like Renardo Green, who showed you something last year. Showed you against the Seahawks, especially, right? Like, showed us like he can be that guy. He can go up against bigger receivers, get in, play around. But as of now, man, like that's the one area, right? Receivers and DBs where I'm the most nervous going into the year, and that's where all the injuries are popping up. So I can't have any confidence in it going into it.
Yeah, definitely a little suspect, especially before you put the pads on. And I mean, shit, football's a contact game. You get injured when you get into contact with people, and the Niners are pulling up in their shorts before they even get into contact drills. So we'll see. We'll monitor that situation. They're supposed to be coming back before that preseason game against the Raiders. So let's knock on wood. Let's hope that Kyle Shanahan knows what he's talking about. But, Sage, there is good news. I mean, we wanted to start off with the bad news, but there's definitely been a lot of good news coming out of the first week or so of camp. A lot of people have been coming up saying that a lot of these rookies that we drafted have been showing that they may be able to be big-time additions, be guys who could actually make an impact this year. So, Sage, we've both been in the weeds. I mean, we're all over Niners Twitter. What's been standing out to you coming out of Niners training camp?
I mean, after today, it's got to be the D-line. You hear Saleh talk. You hear about the impact Mykel Williams is making. I haven't heard much about Alfred Collins' play, but his size is enough to get me a little excited. Just a bit. I mean, the tangibles are there. We got to see if the intangibles are there. Held out a bit. He was injured. Then, that whole thing that went down with the second-round picks. Yeah. Finally, they get him signed. They get him paid. Looks like a beast. Looks like the scariest guy off the bus just by, an optics perspective. So I'm going to have faith that guy's going to be good. It's your second-round pick, right? Played in the SEC. Looks like a beast. And then the guy who I've been saying from the beginning, his tape, his film, when I dove into it, CJ West, just looks strong, has power off the line of scrimmage, gets into the backfield quick, bullies centers and guards. I'm most excited for him. You saw Robert Salah slobbing all over him, slobbing over Mykel Williams. He was talking about the defenders today. He said, yeah, he's nice. He did good. What does he say about Mykel Williams? He's going to be a hell of a football player, right? Just praise right off the back. That's a Robert Salah pick. So I am more than excited right now about Mykel Williams, because I was skeptical about the pick. I didn't love it at first. I thought they could have gone with his teammate Walker. I thought there was other directions they could have gone to help the O-line, but if Saul likes it and the returns are looking good early, I'm going to back it up, man. And that's an area they got to hit. They got to improve it, right? Run D, get into the quarterback. So it's a step in the right direction as of now. Step one.
Yeah. So the guy that I've been seeing a lot about is Mykel Williams, right? I mean, he's the first round pick. All the eyes are going to be on him because we really haven't been able to find that guy opposite of Nick Bosa ever since he's came in, where he could be a reliable guy to set the other edge opposite of Nick Bosa. We tried to do it with D Ford. we all saw that Leonard Floyd wasn't the guy last year. So especially when you have no experience in the middle, you need another guy to set the edge. Everybody's relying on Mykel Williams. A lot of good stuff coming out. Sage, apparently he beat up on Dominic Pooney and he beat up on Trent Williams today. So those
I don't know how
signs.
much I trust that. I saw that tweet at like 11 a.m. It's like first snap of the day, Mykel Williams blows past Trent Williams. And then I saw that Trent Williams didn't practice today. So what is it?
Yeah, so I don't know. I heard that he had a couple good reps on Trent Williams. Maybe that wasn't from today, but what I've seen is that Robert Saleh's been hyping him up a lot. Even Trent Williams has been pretty quick to say that Mykel Williams is going to be a good football player. But you brought up Sage. Can you really believe all this shit? I mean, we're just in the first day of pads. We've never seen him line up in a game. I had to go back. Sage, I had to go back to the old tape. I want to see what Trent Williams was saying in 2020 in the first week of the Jauan Kinlaw era.
Of course.
Knowing how that turned out. And he was a pretty big fan of Jauan Kinlaw. I think he labeled him like a nightmare, and he said he's got Defensive Player of the Year written all over him. So we know how Jauan Kinlaw came out. I don't know if we could really trust what Trent Williams is saying. We give him a lot of respect, right? He's one of the best left tackles to ever do it, but maybe it's like a Michael Jordan situation where, you're the best to ever do it. Not a good GM.
I don't know. What's the definition, or what's the opposite of a nightmare? Like a sweet dream? Like Trent Williams is that, like for a PR perspective. He gets his money, best player at his position for 10 years. All he is complimentary of his guys. If you go back and you compare the Jimmy G to Brock Purdy quotes, they're word for word the same. I wish I had him here, but if you look at what he said about Jimmy G, he literally just copy and pasted it when he was talking about Brock Purdy when he was on the team, right? You saw the Brock Purdy haters, like when they broke it down about what his teammates were saying about him. It's basically the same. I mean, Trent Williams is just one of those guys who I don't think he really cares. I don't think he's paying that much attention in July and August. He sees the guy with the Niners like, that guy's a stud. That's my dog. I'm going to ride with him. I'm going to help him get paid, boost his confidence maybe as a vet, but it doesn't mean much to me. I'm going off the tape, what I saw coming out of the draft with these rookies. The guys I like, CJ West and Alfred Collins. That's it. Yeah. I mean, Mykel Williams, I'll see it when I see it.
I mean, can I be honest with you, Sage? You're saying Trent Williams is always the first guy to go out there, compliment everybody. He's a sweet dream to the organization. As a Niners fan, I almost appreciate the opposite. Like, if this guy's just shits, like, let me know. I don't want to throw a big preseason bet on the Niners. I don't want to be getting all excited about Alfred Collins if he's just not a good football player. So I get where you're coming from, but
that's what the media is for, baby.
Like, that's why I like Nick Bosa. Nick Bosa's not really quick to suck on everybody's you-know-what.
But he doesn't say anything. You don't get anything from that guy.
He's saying a lot more, Sage. He's a little bit more of a leader. You got to
get that captain patch, or your personality changes a bit. It works in the right direction for you.
It works in the right direction, but Mykel Williams isn't the only guy to get a little hype on that defensive side, Sage. The biggest question, I mean, ever since Dre Greenlaw went to the Broncos, it's, okay, who's going to be opposite Fred Warner? What are we going to do? Last year was a complete nightmare, right? I mean, we had that entire situation with, I forgot his name. Who's the guy who?
Devondre Campbell?
Devondre Campbell. Oh, my God.
How could you remember? I'm almost ashamed of myself for remembering his name. I want him out of my brain.
I try to like Men in Black myself from the Devondre Campbell years and all the tape that I had to watch of that guy chasing after running backs. But we had to find a guy who was going to be side by side with Fred Warner. You draft Nick Barton in the draft, and a lot of good hype around him. He's coming in off an injury, but it seems like D Winters. It seems like what I've been hearing is that he's been showing up in camp. Last year, he jumped off the screen to me a couple times. I can't say that I was too impressed with him, but it seems like he's impressing right now, early in camp, and that it's his job to lose.
I agree with you. I think that they're going to start the year with D Winters. I think at the linebacker, they like that experience. They don't want to throw Nick Martin out there to die yet. He's young, he's explosive, and he's violent, right? Yeah. They're going to give him his time to develop. I mean, I don't remember his rookie year if Dre Greenlaw started. I mean, he was obviously around the same pick.
He did.
He started right off the bat.
Yeah, because he got drafted in 2019, and that's the year where he made that big stop in week 18 against
I'm saying Seahawks. That was week 18. I don't know if he was starting week 1 to 5.
Oh, I couldn't tell you.
I can't remember, but I think it's going to be his job eventually. What I'm hearing right now, obviously, like reading everything, it seems like it's D Winters. I'm seeing the same thing you're seeing, but I don't know, man. Like I've seen it, right? He didn't pop off my screen last year. I feel like with linebackers, you kind of could see it quick. When you know. And he wasn't explosive. He wasn't stopping the run. He wasn't, a coverage linebacker. I mean, I saw a bunch of good. I didn't see anything great. I feel like with Nick Martin, you gamble. You see that he's quick. He can lay the boom. Like he looks like.
What are you talking about? You haven't seen this guy play in the NFL.
But I'm saying, like, I'd bet on the trade.
You're sure?
Right?
You're sure on Nick Martin before he put in a snap in the NFL?
It just seems like he's fast and he's violent. He could get behind the line of scrimmage and make some tackles. He reminds me of Dre Greenlaw more than D Winters does. I mean, I don't know either about anything. I can't stand up here and pretend like I'm an expert on these guys.
No, I get what you're saying.
I just know what D Winters is. I saw him a bit last year when Devondre Campbell refused to check his lazy ass back into the game. Threw D Winters out there. He looks small. I mean, Nick Martin at least looks like he's athletic. Looks like he could get around quicker and looks like he could lay the boom. So I feel like I trust that more and let him develop over time more.
Sage, I will say, if I got one piece of advice for you, don't get fooled by the college tape. Don't get fooled by the college tape. The speed on the college tape is it could fuck you up a little bit. I mean, we all know Trey Lance. I mean, watching Trey Lance go up against NCAA D2 guys looking like he was going to be the next Michael Vick. And then we saw in the NFL, he was not that fast. But I get what you're saying. I do think that D Winters kind of jumped off the screen a little bit, though, for me, Sage.
I can't remember one D Winters moment.
He was a guy where he struggled a lot in coverage. It probably was a situation where he didn't have the mental side of the game, but he made a couple of big tackles, and it seems like he's a guy who got speed. So if he could tie it all together, Robert Saleh has been really complimentary of him, and also you're getting the entire national media behind that storyline, too. You get Greg Cosell. I think even Adam Schefter or Ian Rappaport reported that they really like what they're seeing out of D Winters. So they're building up the media hype. We'll see. And then Sage, Isaiah Nair. Should we buy any of this? Should I get myself hyped up about Isaiah Nair at all? Or is he just going to be a practice squad guy that's never going to see the light of day?
I had to pull up D Winters Pro Football Focus grades real quick.
Let's hear it.
168th out of 189th against the run. 157th out of 189 against the pass. I don't know if that's good.
Did he jump off the screen?
Yeah, I don't think he jumped off the screen either. I don't love his chances.
He jumped off the screen while doing that.
I don't love his chances, to be honest.
We'll see.
Going to Isaiah Nair. Someone who could be a bright spot. Chase, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not buying it like one bit. I've seen it before.
I want to so bad.
There's a reason he's undrafted. So bad. I look at him and I just think Chase Claypool, like 6'4", fast. I think Chase Claypool ran a 4.42. I was trying to like do some research to see like 6'4"
He was a
guys.
Combine stud for sure.
6'4" guys ran around a 4.4 with, I think he has what, a 60 or 40-inch vertical, 60-inch wingspan, whatever, or 6-foot wingspan, whatever the hell it is. Right? The physical traits are there. Everything is there. How the hell do you go undrafted if you have all that working for you? There has to be something else to it. I just can't trust it, right? I don't think every NFL GM just missed the boat on this guy to where they all had multiple opportunities to get him. They saw it. What was his athletic score? It was something crazy.
So it's 9.99 out of 10.
Yeah. I was going to say like 9.5. So 9.99 out of 10. And no one wanted to draft him. I feel like there has to be something there. I want to believe it, right? You see the speed, you see the size. Diomino Lenore, I think it was today, coming out, speaking highly of him, saying he's a dog, saying he's going to be a good player in this league. He was making a lot of catches downfield. I don't know, man. Like, I'm skeptical. I'm skeptical of these undrafted rookies. I mean, maybe they just missed the boat on him, but what was his stats? Like, what did he do in college to make you think like he can do it in the NFL? I feel like these guys should be tearing it up in college, but he wasn't. He wasn't really doing much for his size.
So he had a great freshman year. He got the transfer to Texas, but he got injured. So he was never really able to break in. That's why you see, I think at Texas, he only had about like 10 catches his entire time there. But you're saying you didn't see the stats in college. Sage, how about this? He went to Nebraska. Do you know who the quarterback in Nebraska was the past couple of years?
No.
Dylan Raiola, who's probably the corniest college football player in history. Have you never seen this guy?
The Patrick Mahomes.
This is the guy who tries to act like he's Pat Mahomes in every sense of the world. Like, is warming up exactly like, literally, if you want to see side-by-side videos of this guy, warms up like him, walks out like him, runs back to the locker room like him, and his entire game is modeled around him, except for the fact that he has none of the talent of Patrick Mahomes, and can't stand this guy. I mean, right when I saw this guy, I'm like, this guy's a joke. So when you think about it, why he didn't get drafted, why he didn't put up stats, if that guy's been your quarterback for the past couple years,
it's true.
Maybe the Niners found, what do they call that? A diamond in the rough. They're just like, hey,
diamond in the rough, baby.
He had Dylan Raiola his entire college career. This guy put up a 9.99. Let's take a flyer on him. Maybe something happened. Maybe everybody's missing something here.
Well, you saw Mahomes buzzed his hair. Raiola buzzed his hair after. The guy's a clown. It reminds me of like the kids who like dress up as their favorite NBA player. They go in the stands, but somehow he was good enough to make a roster. I don't understand like the glazing like on it to be a grown man modeling your not just your game. It's one thing. It's like you're a basketball player. You're trying to incorporate like the Kareem hook shot, the sky hook. Try and replicate it. The outfit, the jump. Right when the fireworks go off, the way that he claps, like he even tries to mimic the voice. He tries to do like the froggy voice, like in the huddle. It's an absolute clown show. Like it doesn't even seem like it's real life. So I honestly didn't put 2 and 2 together, Chase. That's like good analysis, digging below the numbers by you. Maybe I should give him a chance. Do I believe it? No. Like I said, I don't see it. I don't see it. Like when I try and turn on the film. When I look at the numbers,
the film,
I'm just like
his film's not popping off to you. Does he pop off the screen though, Sage?
He doesn't pop off the screen to me, Chase. I felt like he had to step up in college. He never stepped up. Nebraska didn't win anything in his time there, so I just can't trust him.
What I will say, Sage, is that I get that you're giving Dylan Raiola a lot of shit. He's dressing up, trying to act like a lot of his favorite athletes. But I mean, Sage, you're a big basketball guy. Remember when you dressed up as Kobe Bryant for Halloween?
No, that was you.
No, I'm just kidding. I don't want to dive too much deeper into that. I thought you were going to pick up on that. But all right. Another news, something really quick before we dive into the NFC West predictions. I want to shout out Dante Whitner. He's not going to be on the NBC Sports Bay Area pre or post game. Sage, honestly, love Dante Whitner as a 49er. Hard-hitting safety, was a big part of those Jim Harbaugh teams that I grew up loving, and it was like my first taste of winning football. He's been on the broadcast for about 7 years, listening with Greg Papa on KNBR. He always brought the swagger. He always had the best outfits going on, and he was funny, dude. He was funny while also being blunt, and he wasn't a homer. So just wanted to shout him out. I'm going to miss Dante Whitner. I don't know. Did you feel the same thing? I feel like when it comes to Bay Area athletes who go back after they retire and get into media, I thought he was the best that I've seen. What's your thoughts on that?
I mean, him and Steve Young, right? Like between them,
Steve Young,
the Niners do a good job with it, right? Like you look at a team like the Giants, like the guys that they're bringing back, it's always terrible.
Romo on Saturday night was yikes.
It's just like who else did they add? Not the pitcher. No. There's another. He's a frequent on there. He's a nothing. That's why I can't think of him right now.
I know what you're talking about.
Not Javier Lopez.
Sean Estes?
No, not Sean Estes. Whatever. It'll come to me eventually, but I just think like they don't know how to do it. It seems like whoever wants a job, they just give it to them. I like Whitner. I feel like he brought a lot of insight. He's soft-spoken, which you wouldn't think for a guy who was as violent and like,
the 49ers will win football games. Brock Purdy will win you football games.
The way he like carries himself, like the swag that he has in the post game, I just feel like he bounced around. Yeah, he was a good figure to have. I'm curious with who they replace him with. I think
they already made the decision.
They have. Go for it.
NBC Sports Bay Area is switching Dante Whitner. Sage, you're gonna love this. Your boy, Matt Mayoko.
Okay, that's a good one though. That's good. I mean, he's a little boring. He's a little, vanilla for my taste, but at least he's gonna bring some insight. I don't want to say I hate the former players because I always do lean with like the media, the big J journalists. I just think that they actually break the game down and they're not biased and just say like the most like CTE takes ever. Because like there are some good ones out there. Like you have your Shannon Sharps who are like pure entertainment, Ocho Cinco, whatever when it comes to the NFL. But I do like the guys who are actually going to give you like, I talked to Kyle Shanahan about this, like look out for this guy, whatever it may be. So I think it's a good switch. At the end of the day, it's competition. We're here to stomp them. You want your best, post-game analysis. You're turning that shit off anyways. You're coming straight to the Westbound and Down YouTube channel. Like, subscribe because of please. And this is where you're going to get the best breakdown. So at the end of the day, it's a nothing to me.
Matt Mayoko, we love you, but you're the competition now, brother. So we're coming after you. Sage, is it time?
Let's break it down, baby.
It's time. Okay, so we wanted to dive into this a little bit. We give you a lot of Niners stuff, but we got to start talking about really what's going to be the path that the Niners want to make it back to the playoffs. So we're going to do a little bit of a breakdown of the entire NFC West. We're going to dive into the team. Sage, I thought that, if you're going to go into a preview, you got to start with the Kings, bro. You got to start with the Kings. And unfortunately, that is the Los Angeles Rams.
Bro, shut the fuck up.
Well, what? They won the division last year, Sage. We got to start off with them.
1 year into the media, and Chase is already falling into the trap, calling the Rams.
No, don't be doing this. No, so this was actually a big part of my point. But Sage, they did win the division last year, right? And I think let's go over their odds right now. So Vegas has the over/under for the Rams set at 9.5, over 9.5 wins, -145, under +120. They're around +200 to win the NFC West. 10-1 to win the NFC, 22-1 to win the Super Bowl. I'm going to pass it off to you, Sage, but we all know what's going on with the Rams. We all know what's going on in the media. Everybody loves Sean McVay. It's like almost like Donald Trump said. He's like, I can literally go down 6th Avenue, shoot somebody, and no one will care. They'll still love me. That's like Sean McVay. Like, he could not win a Super Bowl. He could not win a playoff game for 6 years, and no one will care. Everyone will still act like his shit don't stink, and he's the best guy walking around. So, where do you really see them? Are these guys Super Bowl contenders, or are we just not sipping the Kool-Aid?
2 years ago, just to hit on that point real quick, 2 years ago when the Rams were supposed to be absolute shit, everyone was saying he should retire. Like, he doesn't deserve to have to, coach this. After he traded away all their picks and gave them a shit roster. Going back to it, I actually do think, honestly, this is about where I see them. I see them about 10 wins. I don't think they're a bad team. I think they, started off injured last year. I don't believe in Stafford. He's already hurt. I think he's getting old. I think this is his 17th year. It's
17. Yeah. Wow.
17th year. They have the oldest offense they have the oldest projected starting offense in the league. I think their average starter is about 29 years old. So they're old. They're relying on a lot of veterans. They couldn't run the ball effectively last year. I don't know what improvements they made to try and change that. They brought in Devontae Adams, right? They have that young defense that's only going to get better. I think they beefed up the D-line a bit, but I just don't see it, man. I think there are a lot of people's sexy pick to win the NFC this year because people who don't want to pick the Eagles don't know which direction to go. But what do the Rams really do well? I don't understand it, right? They're a slightly above average defense. Their offense was 20th in scoring last year, 21 points per game, 20th in total yards. So you could say they were below average, right? Their defense.
I was about to say they're definitely not an above average defense.
Yeah,
they're not. They're not.
Their defense finished 20th overall in yards, 19th overall in points per game. So, I mean, where their record stood versus what their stats said, it was night and day. They were 16th in red zone efficiency. So it's not like they were even when they got down there, they were scoring at an efficient rate. They just did everything good enough. They didn't the Niners. Why did the Niners lose so many games? They kept shooting themselves in the foot. The Rams, veteran team, they didn't make those mistakes. So I don't see a progression. I think it's going to flatline where they were last year, maybe a slight step down at best. Devontae Adams does not move me.
Yeah, so it's funny because if you remember last year, Sage, they had to go on a run to get in the playoffs. The Niners in week, was it 3 or 4, honestly had a chance to put away their season. It was that bad early in the season. With the Rams, I agree with you. I'm not too big on the Devontae Adams move. He had about 850, or he had about 1,000 yards last year, 8 touchdowns, but that's when Aaron Rodgers was force-feeding him. So I don't think that that's a big upgrade on Cooper Kupp. And I think the biggest part with me, Sage, is that the defense isn't going to be carrying that much water. Jared Verse was the rookie defensive player of the year. But other than that, you don't got a lot of big talent anywhere. And I just feel like Stafford's been hanging on a thread for the past couple of years. I get it. When he's healthy in big game situations, we've seen him turn it up. And he almost got done against the Eagles last year in the divisional round. But I just feel like he's aging pretty quickly. All those sleep number commercials he's doing with his wife, not really helping him out too much. And I just don't think Stafford's the same guy. Their offense is dynamic. You got to give some respect to McVay. But this is just a 9-win team for me, Sage. And that's it. I don't hate this team. I just don't think they're a legit Super Bowl contender.
They have the hardest schedule. The NFC West, one thing we could go over is they all have easy schedules. They have the only one that's slightly difficult. So I have it here. So they rank around 17th in the league. Niners, Seahawks, Cardinals are all top 10 in terms of strength of schedule.
They got some tough games, Sage. They
have some tough games. I don't think they're that much more talented than any other team, right? I think the thing about the NFC West is all the teams are within a game or two of each other. By Vegas odds, by just like roster construction, talent level. I think everyone's right there. So I don't see them being that much better than anyone. Where if they finish last in the division, I wouldn't be surprised because they have the hardest schedule. I don't see where they made vast improvements along that defense, and they want to run the ball, but they struggle. I think they were 3.9 yards per carry last year. That's what, McVay wants to do. They brought in Devontae Adams. Is he that much of an upgrade over Cooper Kupp? Maybe. He's going to be out there. He's going to be healthy, but I don't think it's enough to put them over the edge. If they get some contributions from their rookie, they drafted my boy out of Oregon for tight end. They've been, trying to get a tight end. They wanted it to be Higbee. They're trying to get some pass catching, blocking tight end, someone who could boost the run game. Someone like a Kittle, also catch some passes in the end zone. Maybe it could be him. I liked him. I said he reminds me of Aaron Hernandez. I don't know if it's the tattoos. And
I don't know if that's something that you really want to be connected with.
But like the good parts of Aaron Hernandez, the on the field Aaron Hernandez. So maybe he'll be good, but I don't know, man. Like I just don't see it. Like people are gonna point to McVay, they're gonna point to Stafford. Stafford's in his 17th year, and like you said, like the balloon's gonna pop eventually. He's been injury prone. He stayed upright the past few years. At some point, it's not going to happen. He's already has some back spasms, some back tightness, whatever it may be. So maybe this is the year it all falls to shit. Like they're a Stafford injury away from being a 6-10, 6-11 football team.
100%. And Sage, do you know who their cornerback one is?
Is it Akello Witherspoon still?
It's literally Akello Witherspoon.
Yeah.
The guy, I mean, they probably picked him up on like the Island of Misfit Toys after the Niners dumped him like 3 years ago. He's their number one option. I just don't see it with this defense. I really don't. The national media is giving them a lot of hype, but they're hyping up guys on the line like Braden Fisk. This guy was not good last year. Like, just because he's a rookie and he's not complete dog shit doesn't mean that he's a guy who's going to get better and is going to be a stalwart on that defensive line. Other than Jared Verse, I really don't see it. They had weak linebackers last year. They didn't really upgrade there. They don't have a good secondary. So I think that this defense is going to get picked apart. And yeah, I think they're going to be right around that 9 to 8 win margin. And the NFC's tough this year, Sage. I don't think that 9 wins is going to get you into the playoffs. I really don't. And spoiler alert, I got 2 teams ahead of them in the NFC West. So I don't think they're even in the top half of the NFC West. I got them third, finished in third. Yeah.
Interesting. I still, okay. So I didn't go through and properly rank it and go 1 through 4. Maybe we'll talk through it and I'll go at the end and say who I see 1 through 4. That's kind of a cop out, but yeah.
Yeah, we could talk through it, but I think we're both aligned here where we give a little bit of respect to the Rams, but we're not going to be talking like everybody else on the national media. And it's so funny because we bring this up all the time. You could see who's not really watching the games. You can see the people who aren't busting the tape. I think they just see, oh, Sean McVay, Matt Stafford got Devontae Adams, and now that he's going to be with Puka Nacua, they're my dark horse to win the Super Bowl. Can you realistically actually see yourself or see them win the Super Bowl? I really can't.
Hell no, bro.
Like, no way.
Like, they're going to be everyone's sexy pick. I get it. Like, people are going to point to, they gave the Eagles the best game. Like, they dismantled the Vikings with whatever their record was. Sam Darnold, we knew was a pumpkin. The Eagles really almost shot that game away. It was raining, right?
They did.
Like, it kind of, it played again. What did they do? They just weren't running the ball at the end. I think they might have fumbled it. Or maybe the Rams.
Jalen Hurts was a little banged up. He was getting sacked for safety. It was kind of a crazy game. It was all snowing.
Was it snow? Yeah, I don't remember that game specifically well. I remember it felt like the Eagles were in control the entire time. I think they still covered.
Yeah.
And that's what people are going to point to is those 2 playoff games, which I get, but they snuck in by like the skin of their teeth. They went 4-2 in the division last year. They took advantage of the Niners twice. That's not going to happen again. I think the Seahawks and the Cardinals both got better this offseason. And we could get into the Seahawks. I don't know how you feel about them, but I just think like the division's better. They're not going to be able to take advantage of a weak schedule, a weak conference, a weak division anymore. And they're going to get exposed a bit this year.
So you got under 9.5.
Would
you lay that bet down?
I would.
You think they're going
to
win
honestly
10
think
games?
I would. I don't think so. I think 9-8 sounds about right.
Plus 120. I would hammer that plus 120. But all right. Yeah.
And the juice is going up. Like it's gonna hit 10 soon.
You think so?
I mean, minus 140. It seems like all the money's coming in on the over.
Yeah, I think we got about 4 weeks left. Do you think ESPN could hype up the McVay train a little bit?
They probably
get it up to 10.5.
That's a mid-August storyline for them. It'll lead first, or what is it? They canceled NFL today. What was his name?
NFL
Schrager. What was Schrager's show called?
NFL Good Morning Football. Good Morning Football.
Yeah. They canceled that. He's on ESPN now. Whatever show he's on now, they'll lead it one day in August with it.
So it's actually so funny you bring that up, Bill, because I have the story about Sean McVay. You'll never believe it.
I was talking to Sean McVay.
I'm so done with Peter Schrager. I don't want to ever hear him on Bill Simmons' podcast talking about how he went to go vacation with Sean McVay again. I've heard about 10 stories. I'm done with it. I get it. You're best friends with him. Every single take that you have about the Rams is null and void to me. But let's talk about a team that gets no hype, Sage. I mean, if the Rams are the team that gets hype, this team up in the Pacific Northwest gets none of the national media hype. That's the Seattle Seahawks. Vegas has them set at 8.5, the over, plus 115, under minus 140. They're tied with the Cardinals, plus 475 to win the NFC West, 60-1 to win the Super Bowl. I think when you're looking at the Seahawks, Sage, the biggest thing is that this is the team in the division with the most changes. We all know that Geno Smith's out. Sam Darnold's back in. They signed him to a 3-year, $100 million contract. They got rid of that crazy son of a bitch, DK Metcalf. They got that good white boy, Cooper Kupp, back in there. And, Sage, remember Clint Kubiak? Remember the guy after week 2 who everybody thought he was going to be the next great offensive mind in the NFL? So he got canned by the New Orleans Saints. Let's just say that week 3 to 18 didn't go as well, and he's going to be the OC for the Seahawks right now. So a lot of changes, Sage, but the Seahawks ended 10-7 last year. Mike Macdonald's first year, they had a good year. Do you think that they improve, or what do you think coming in about the Seahawks? Because I feel like a lot of people are up in the air with what they think about them.
I really am. I think it comes down. This is a cop out, but it comes down to what Kubiak and Darnold do. Because, Jace, I know I was a bit, skeptical of him after his first year. He was getting a lot of praise, but Mike Macdonald showed me something last year. The improvements they made to that defense. Chase, I have a few things here for you.
I was about to say, you said he would kick your ass, or you said that you would kick his ass. You said he looked like a bitch.
I would take me against anyone. I mean, I just said, his defense isn't tough. They don't surprise me. He's supposed to be a defensive-minded guy. And 2 years ago, it was everything but the defense. They were in those shootouts with the Cowboys, with the Lions. But, Chase, 11th in points last year. In points allowed last year, 9th in yards per play, 8th in pressure percentage, 9th in total sacks, right? I think so. Or no. So they blitzed 25th in the league, but they led the league in sack rate, right? So they're getting to the quarterback without having to blitz. They made major improvements midseason that I think, he's the guy making those decisions, and they turned that ship around, right? Right after
that was the big one, Sage. That was the big one. Getting rid of their 2 leading tacklers at linebacker, bringing in Ernest Jones, that shifted it all for them. And they were one of the best defenses down the stretch last season, for sure.
Yo, this is what I had. So Mike Macdonald's prioritized unpredictability and pass sets more than anyone. He mixed quarters, cover 1, cover 6, and cover 2 more than any other coach in the league, relying heavy on unpredictability to get to the quarterback, not having to rush more than 4 rushers, but still getting to the quarterback at the highest rate. I think that's genius. That's something that we talked about last year that the Niners lacked, right? With Sorensen. There was no just disguise. Everything was so predictable. It seemed like getting to the quarterback was a mission. It was tough for them. It seemed like the Seahawks, with not the best personnel, were able to do it. And I think that they improved a bit on the defense, drafting some guys. Their young guys get a little bit older. I am really worried about their offense. I can't lie. The O-line shit. They couldn't run the ball last year. Kenneth Walker's always hurt. Cooper Kupp's always hurt. Sam Darnold was an absolute pumpkin last year. I mean, they get rid of Ryan Grubb, who couldn't design a run to save his life. They bring in Kubiak, who brings that outside zone scheme, play action passing. So maybe it'll, benefit what Darnold wants to do with Jackson Smith and Jigba, with Cooper Kupp. But I don't know, man. I just think the offense, it's an offensive league. It's too bland. It's not good enough that I just think that they're going to fall below the pack here.
So the thing that sticks out with me, Sage, going off of your point about Mike Macdonald, I love Mike Macdonald. I really thought that it took balls for him to do what he did last year. And the fact that it worked out in their favor really showed me something. I think this is a top 5 defense in the NFL. I really do.
Crazy.
I really do. Sage, I really do. We saw what he did in Baltimore. I mean, he put Brock Purdy into the shadow realm on Chris's day. If you're talking about unpredictability, there was just times where You didn't see where the blitzer was coming from. Brock Purdy had some pre-snap reads that just got jumped right away. He knew exactly what the Niners were going to do. So this guy's legit, Sage. And when it comes to the Seahawks defense, they're going to be a bad matchup for the Niners in week 1, dude. This secondary, I'm saying that this Seahawks defense is set to stop this 49ers offense pretty well. Dude,
the Niners,
they got what? No, go ahead.
That's a wild take. The Niners destroy them every time. Every time that they play. I mean, the last
this
game,
is a new defense, though. What happened last time they played? Last time they played, they held them to 11 points.
No, 17. It was 20-17.
17 points.
And then 2 times, the other time they played them, they put up 36 in Seattle.
Sage, this was Mike Macdonald's first year, man. What do you want? He made an adjustment mid-season, and he shut this Niners offense to 17 points. But, Sage, they got even better this year. They got even better. This is one of the best secondaries in the NFL. Julian Love, underrated safety, probably one of the best in the league. You got, Tariq Woolen, and you got Devin Witherspoon, who was the 5th overall pick in 2023. Big breakout year for him. We don't know who the Niners are going to roll out at wide receiver. We really don't. So I feel like the secondary is going to be tough for them to get open.
You're saying specific to week 1.
I'm saying specific to week 1.
I'm following now.
Especially when it comes to the D-line, they got a lot of big names like Leonard Williams on the inside, and they don't have the big household names like Nick Bosa on the outside, but they got quick, like twitchy, athletic guys. So I really like what this defense has to bring. It's going to be tough on them in week 1.
I will say, though, I think the Niners benefit from playing them week 1. You got Darnold, his first game, coming off that horrible, last sour taste in his mouth of what happened in Minnesota. Last regular season game, their only postseason game.
Bad couple games then that one, Sager.
You got to prove it here. I mean, you get the contract. First game with Cooper Kupp, getting familiar with Jackson Smith and Jigba. I feel like this is a team you want to see early, so I feel like that benefits them. That's the game you go to Seattle. But, man, I disagree. I feel like the Niners moved the ball with ease on them. I get it. They had that one bad game, but the Niners couldn't score at the end of the season against anyone. I mean, they made the Dolphins defense look good. They made the Cardinals defense at the end of the year look good. I'm not taking anything away. I'm not pointing any fingers at Brock Purdy for what he didn't do. That one was on the defense. He had them in position to win, right? It was a muddy game. They give up that drive at the end, whatever it may be. I don't really blame
Smith.
I don't blame that. Yeah. I don't blame that one too much on Purdy, but you talk about what they did. I mean, who did they really beat though? Right? I pulled it up, right? 11-18. They lose to the 2 playoff teams. They lose to the Vikings. They lose to the Packers. They beat the Cardinals twice, the Jets, the Niners, and the Bears. That's it. So,
Sage, can you give the guy credit for it only being his first year, though? There's clearly, a change in the culture and in the organization that's going on. You saw it midway through the year. I'm not saying that based off of last year, that's what's getting me hyped up about the Seahawks. I just think they have a lot of good pieces. I trust in Macdonald, and I think that he's going to make that team even better coming into this year.
No,
that's where I'm coming from.
I'm just coming on the top 5 defense in the league. I think that might be a step too far, but maybe if they take that step that you say.
I'm buying stock. I'm buying stock on the Seahawks coming up. And go ahead.
No, finish your point.
No, because I was going to bring up the Seahawks offense. I get it. I'm not a big fan of Sam Darnold, right? I think that he's definitely a downgrade.
Oh, now you're not a fan of Sam Darnold? You loved him last year.
Well, I'm saying in the fact that I think that he's a downgrade from Geno Smith. I don't think that them bringing in Sam Darnold is going to be an addition for this offense, but I do think that Clint Kubiak has some respect around the league, and you're saying that he has a bland offense. I think that they got a lot of good weapons. Kenneth Walker is honestly one of the best pure running backs in the league. I think that Jackson Smith and Jigba's a stud. I really do. I think that it's good that they got DK out of there. He's going to run the show. Cooper Kupp's going to be very motivated. I think that this is going to be a bounce back year for him. I agree with you. The O-line is a little bit shaky, but they got the pieces. All this needs to be is about middle of the pack offense. I think that defense is going to carry them. This is a playoff team for me, Sage.
I've just seen it too many times with Darnold, where I think last year was the exception, not the rule. You see what it's like when he has a bad O-line. He's going to be seeing ghosts out there. I mean, Geno was mobile enough to kind of make it work last year. Sam Darnold had one of the best O-lines last year. He had a brilliant play caller, probably the best receiver in the league. So I just think it's a downgrade at everything except the running back. But I got to see it, man. Like I said, I think getting Grubb the hell out of town was the best thing they did. It's like the Niners, man. Like what you do at the top, the organizational structure, the coaches, that's what matters most to me because of how just like it's a chess, right? It's a chess match, right?
Yeah.
You have the advantage at coach. You have the advantage at quarterback. I got to see it with Kubiak. He's unproven. I don't trust Sam Darnold. So that's where I just feel like it falls apart. They might be just losing games 13-10, like 14-12. Like I think it's going to be that type of season for them. What I was going to say, though, is you mentioned earlier you had the Rams at 3. So I'm assuming you're putting the Seahawks at 2.
I'm putting the Seahawks at 2, Sage. I think that Mike Macdonald, I'm going to say it. I think he's a top 3 defensive mind in the league. I really think this guy is that legit.
Bro, this guy.
No, and I think that he's up there probably. You know what? I'll say it. I think other than Spagnuolo, he's probably the guy that I trust the most on defense in the NFL.
Would you rather have him or 2000 Belichick?
I mean,
at this rate, were they saying this about Belichick?
Sage, we know what you're saying off camera about Belichick and his defenses. You're a Brady guy. You were always pretty quick to talk shit about Belichick, but you know what? I'm going to have to go. Call me crazy. I'm going to have to go with 2000s Belichick, the guy who won 6 Super Bowls, 2 as a coordinator. So we're not going to put Mike Macdonald in that rare air yet, but I'm buying all the stock. I do respect it. No, I'm buying all the stock. I'm very upset that we're going to have to go up against him.
I was definitely his number one critic, Chase. You know that, right? But in the second half of the season, he showed me something. I thought it was falling flat on its face early, but he made some improvements, man. The defense toned up. They did it against weak competition. They're going to get a weak schedule again this year. We'll see it, though, right? Like, if they bully, they went 4-2 in the division last year. If they do it again against this improved NFC West, then I'll be impressed.
Permission to go there, even if it may be a little bit sacrilegious?
Go there. They have a better defense than the Niners.
The best bet in the NFC West is for the Seahawks to win plus 475.
The NFC West.
Yep.
I don't think that's sacrilegious, honestly.
I'm going to sprinkle it, Sage. I'm going to sprinkle it. I think that, let's be honest, we're not going to dive into the Niners too deeply, but you got to say that the Niners are going to be the number 1 team that's projected to win the NFC West. They're the odds-on favorites, so.
That's sad because I have the most about the Niners.
They got a lot of unproven guys, Sage. I mean, what happens if a couple of those guys flop on the interior D-line? I don't know if that's a defense that could hold up. So I trust this Seahawks defense a lot more. I think that plus 475 is a good bet. I'd sprinkle a little bit on the Seahawks there.
Because you know the thing is, though, with the Niners is you're almost too much in the weeds where not only do you know their strengths, but you know their weaknesses really well. Like, you know every player on the roster. I could give you a position. You're going to know the starter and the backup. You're going to know the Niners draft and everything, where you know the holes and you worry about it because you're a fan. Where the Seahawks, I bet you if you knew this team, be like, yeah, this O-line's garbage. Like, we can't run the ball, this and that. Like, you only think of the good things, right? Like, you only think of the defense. Niners got a badass defense. If you were to draft the defenses, we probably have the 2 or 3 best players on either defense. Maybe 2, because I think Witherspoon's a stud. But you have Robert Saleh back, and you have an offense that's going to be competent in top 10. That's just going to complement you and not keep your defense out there just like huffing and puffing for air. So I don't know, man. Like, my point being, I just feel like there's a lot of bad with Seattle that you don't think of when you just say like they're going to have a top 5 defense. Not often do you have like a shitty ass offense and then that leads to also having a great defense. They usually play off each other.
You know what I think it is? I think we're just, like you said, we're too into the weeds with 49ers media. We're always hearing about all the stuff that's going to go wrong. Maybe we should just listen to some Seahawks YouTube media. Maybe that'll be the thing. Maybe Seahawks media is just going crazy right now. It's like, what the hell are we going to do with the right guard? And then they're all tripping out about that.
Greg Zabel is the guy they drafted, right? Or Greg
Zabel. Guard. Yeah, guard. So they're trying to build up that O-line, man.
Yeah, Schrager's favorite player in the draft.
I mean, think about it, dude. If they build up those trenches, they're going to be dangerous, dude.
If they build up those trenches, get a quarterback, then they're dangerous. But they're 2 major steps away.
So are you going over or under 8.5 wins?
Under. I'm going under on that.
You're going under, huh? So you're hitting the minus 140. Dude, I love over plus 115.
I just really do not believe in that offense. I want to. I saw what Cooper Kupp was last year. I know what Sam Darnold is. I think losing DK and Lockett is whatever, but if they're going to be good, they got to run the ball. They got to be a ground and pound and defensive team. If they can establish that as their identity, like you said, like they can make some noise. I just don't see them doing that. First year with Kubiak. So I'm going to, fade the known and what I know Sam Darnold and what I know their offense is.
Kubiak comes from that Mike Shanahan style of offense, Sage. I think they're going to be pounding the rock. I think they're going to be doing a lot of that. But all right, let's dive into let's just call it what it is. the doormat of the NFC West for probably about the past 30
I like
years.
them this year.
We got the Arizona Cardinals, Sage, just like the Seahawks. Vegas has their over-under at 8.5. The over being minus 115, the under being minus 105. Like the Seahawks as well, they're plus 475 to win the NFC West. If you have a death wish and you want to bet them to win the Super Bowl, you got them at 60-1. Sage, this team was weird because they started off, I think, after week 10, they were tied for first to win the NFC West. They were 13-1 preseason odds, so you had to give Jonathan Gannon a lot of credit midseason, but they completely fell off. They lost 5 of their last 6 games, and this is probably about like the 3rd or 4th year that Kyler is in a prove-it year. So it really, for me, just comes down to Kyler Murray. I don't know what he's going to be able to do, but you're saying that you like them. So tell me why you're willing to bet on Kyler Murray and the Cardinals.
I like them as like a red zone team where I draft their players for fantasy. I don't like them to win football games, but I just like the guys they have. I thought Marvin Harrison at the second half of the year made some good plays. You know how I feel about James Conner. I think he's the most underrated running back in the league. I do think he's getting old. I do think he's getting old. Escaped last year, somewhat injury-free, only decided to get injured during my fantasy football championship matchup. Whatever. I like their tight end, Trey McBride. I think he's one of the most underrated guys in the league. I think he's a solidified top 3 guy. No one really talks about him because he plays for the Cardinals. But what does it come down to, right? Like Kyler Murray. Can I ever trust Kyler Murray past November? No, I can't. Or past October going into November? No, I can't. Like you said, tied for first after week 10 last year. It all falls to shit. They fall apart. Kyler Murray doesn't love football. I don't care what you say. It's about the want. When you're a quarterback, it's about film study. All the jokes about the Call of Duty shit, the whatever video game he's on, the new COD just dropped. He's not going to be watching film. All those jokes. It's the reality, though. Like, you got to be the first guy in the locker room watching film. You got to be the guy who's outstudying everyone, knowing the coverage when you go up against it. I get it from a tangible perspective. He's quick. He has a big arm for his size. He is small. He's fragile. And it seems like he can't read a defense. You said he's in his 5th year as a prove it. I already know what he is. He's an unserious guy who's going to make top 10 plays every now and then, but you can never win a playoff game or a Super Bowl with him. And I feel like that's as far as it goes. The defense is shit. And I didn't see major improvements that they made this year. So I don't think I could take him seriously as like a winning football team.
I thought you said you like them. You literally preview the entire discussion about the Cardinals. You're saying that you like them. You gave me no reasons to like them, Sage. What are you talking about? What are you talking about here?
I'll say this. I like their offense, but it's run by a guy I can't trust and will never put my money on, in an unserious quarterback, and that's Kyler Murray. So I will be found dead before I'm found with money on Kyler Murray. That's the thing is, I like James Conner. I like Marvin Harrison. I like Trey McBride. I like Gannon. I think Gannon's a pretty good coach, but I can't trust the guy. I can't trust Kyler Murray. He's going to ruin the whole thing. I would feel better about them with Geno Smith. Right hand to God, I would feel better about them with like a serious veteran quarterback who's just going to do the right thing, study, and just get the ball to the playmakers, not run around in 10 fucking circles and throw a bomb downfield.
It's like the evil you know, right? Like you'd rather like the evil you know than the evil you don't know. But you brought up that you know what Kyler Murray is. Sage, I don't think anybody other than you knows what Kyler Murray is.
I know exactly.
I don't think I've ever seen this. Sage, he's top 10 in comeback player of the year the past 3 years.
What does that mean? Like he got voted?
What does that mean? Yeah, he's top 10 in comeback player of the year voting the past 3 years. How could you be top 10 in a discussion? It's almost like everybody knows what he can do. They expect him to do that, but there's just something where it's off. And you brought up the tangibles. I'm all in on the tangibles, but I'm all out on the intangibles, Sage. This guy does not love football. This guy does not love football, dude. I would fucking hate to have this guy as my quarterback.
How can you be all in on tangibles for a guy who's 5'9"?
That's what I mean, though. But he has the arm. He has the mobility. I honestly have no restrictions when it comes to Kyler Murray just based on his pure talent. The thing is that if you're going to be that height, what have you seen with quarterbacks in the past years with that height that have found success? Guys like Russell Wilson, guys like Drew Brees. You got to be all in. And this guy's not all in, and he's not a foxhole guy. When you're a quarterback, 100%. You got to be the leader of that team. You got to be a dude who, when the going gets tough, like you're the guy diving into that huddle, trying to get everybody hyped up. You see what he does. He gets his big floppy hair out there. He's just freaking pissed off on the sideline. But then you see him, Sage, if you don't remember, First play that the Niners played against him last year, just takes the quarterback option, goes 55 yards. No one touching him within 20 yards. So you got to love what Kyler Murray can do, but yeah, it just comes down to Kyler Murray, and I don't trust him.
Don't you think that Marvin Harrison last year kind of had, I wouldn't say a disappointing year. Like he still had I think 8 touchdowns, had some pretty highlight plays, but I feel like he didn't hit his ceiling. I feel like it's in there. They're going to tap into it. They have a top 3 tight end, I'd say, offensively. Yep. And they always have a great running game. So I want to believe in this offense, but what is it? I just point to him. Like you said, that play against the Niners, first play of the year. I think he's a great quarterback, September and October, but when it gets cold, right? When he actually has to start studying, when it gets a little tougher in the later parts of the season, I just can't trust the guy. They always fall apart. It's the same Cardinals, different year. I'm not going to trust them. I think their win total's right around that. You have it at what, 8.5?
I have it at 8.5. Yeah.
So 8.5 minus 125 on the over. I think that's an easy under for me, though.
What I will say is that I love every other part of this team, though. There's no other part of this team that I don't like. I think that this is a top 10 offense. If Kyler Murray's humming, I really do think that this has the capability of being a top 10 offense. Marvin Harrison, I think he just kind of got caught up in the thing where the expectations were too crazy. The expectations were too crazy. He didn't live up to it, so everybody thinks he's a bust. I still think he's a good young receiver. And Jonathan Gannon, the fact that he came back from that pew, 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 and he's not a complete nightmare is honestly a miracle. I thought this guy was for sure going to be a bust, but he kind of looks like a badass on the sideline. He's got the sunglasses going on. I feel like he's got a little size to him. I feel like this dude could get in an Oklahoma drill and fuck some people up. So I like Jonathan Gannon. He didn't have a lot of talent on that defense last year, and he made them a serviceable unit. They bring in Calais Campbell. They draft Walter Nolan, who a lot of people really like at number 16 overall. And I believe they brought in a couple other guys. They signed Josh Sweat from Philadelphia. So they're trying to bring in some talent on that defense to match what they got going on offense. But when it came to looking at the other teams in the division stage, I couldn't put them above anybody, and it's all because of Kyler. We'll see. Maybe he's going to turn the corner, but like you said, I'm not going to bet on it. I'm not going to put my money on Kyler Murray. I've learned my lesson too many times with that guy. I'm done. I'm out on him.
It's like Bronx Tale with Mush. He's like, if you're in one room, my money's in another room. I'll never put my money in the same room as you. I'll never put my money in the same room Kyler Murray's in. If he's in one room, if he's on one side, my money's on the other side. So I'll never trust him. I feel like he burns everyone in fantasy every year. Everyone thinks this is going to be – watch, this year. People are going to look at his weapons, think second year with Marvin Harrison, Trey McBride making a name for himself. That run game, they got Trey Benson, DeMercado, whatever their third string running back is. They have some explosion. They have guys. They have quickness. They have what was the other rookie they drafted? Wilson. He was pretty good. Was it I forget.
Michael Wilson?
Michael Wilson, was it?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. He looked pretty good too in the beginning part of the season. He was catching touchdowns, looked better than Marvin Harrison at first. Obviously that died off quick as it always does. But I think they got playmakers. They got playmakers across the board. They got a quarterback who could get it there, but he's got to take it seriously, man. His quotes, the way he carries himself. I don't love it. So that's why I just can't trust him, man. I like him, but I just can't trust him.
I could just imagine you Sonny in the Bronx Tale, you're at Caesars Sportsbook, and there's an update. It's you have a preseason ticket on, who knows, the Cleveland Browns or something. Just as a hypothetical. They get traded Kyler Murray. It's rip up the ticket.
Yeah.
In Bronx Tale, rip up the ticket. It's done. Don't even worry about it. Mush bet that horse. That horse ain't going to win. So let's just dive into the prediction stage. So I think we already kind of got an idea of where it's going, but let's just put it on tape. Official predictions. How do you think it's going to go? 4-1. We can do offsetting too.
One, I think we're going to align here. I think it's the most obvious pick to win the division. Plus,
let's go 4.
Fourth place. I think it's the most obvious pick to come last. I mean, we're both going to align here. I'm going with the Cardinals.
Yep.
Or no, wait. No, I'm going with the Seahawks. Sorry.
Oh wow, you're going Seahawks 4.
Yeah, I have Seahawks 4. I had them. I mean, I have them both at 8 wins, which is tough. I have them both going under 8.5 slightly. So I just think I'm going to go with the team I kind of trust more on offense. I'm going to go with the Cardinals, I guess, at 4.
Seahawks at 4. Flip a coin for your predictions, bro.
Yeah, it's kind of tough
the entire year.
Like I said, I didn't think about to rank it 1 to 4. But the way I look at it is if they played each other, I feel like I'd bet the Seahawks. Honestly, I swear to God, just because I don't want to bet on Kyler.
What do you mean you didn't think about it in terms of 1 to 4? We're doing fucking NFC West predictions, bro. There's 4 teams. You gotta predict the standings. Come on now, dude. How else are we gonna do it?
Why you gotta put me on the spot like this, bro? This is tough.
I'm sorry, baby. I didn't mean it.
All right, I'm gonna go 4. I'm gonna go Seahawks. I'm gonna stand on my take. Go Seahawks 4.
Okay, so I'm going 4 Cardinals. Like you brought up, Sage, I like a lot about Jonathan Gannon. I think that defense is going to improve. They got top 10 talent all across that offense, but it's just the Kyler Murray situation. I can't trust it. I like a lot what's going on with the other teams in the division. So just by default, you got Kyler Murray. You're at 4 for me.
Not a bad 4th team. Not a bad 4th team.
I think the NFC West is the second deepest division in all of football behind the NFC North.
I really think the NFC North is so overrated this year.
Really?
we can dive into it in our NFC North podcast, but I do not see any threat from the NFC North this year.
I already know you're gonna have Caleb Williams and the Bears. You're gonna have them going into the playoffs. I already know you, Sage. I could read you like a goddamn book.
I don't.
You're still gonna believe in
Caleb
Caleb
win
Williams.
in the Super Bowl, baby. Bears. This is the year. No, I'm kidding. Don't aggregate that.
Number 3.
Third, Chase, I'm going to flip with you. I'm going to go with the Seahawks. For all the reasons I said, I think they're going to have a badass defense. I don't know about top 5. I don't know about top 3 defensive mind of all time. But I think they're going to have a good defense. They made improvements. Their young players are going to get better. That D-line's going to be able to stop the run again. I think the offense is going to limit them. I see them as around an 8-9 team, maybe 9-8 if all things go well with Darnold and Kupp. But I see them in that 3 range.
Okay, so at number 3, Sage, I got the defending champs. I got the Rams coming in at number 3. The national media is not going to like what I'm doing right now. I get it, but I'm going to buck the trend, Sage. I'm going to be a Maverick. That's what you got to be today in America. You got to be the Maverick. Being the Maverick works in politics. It works in sports. Matthew Stafford, he's been hanging on a thread. I don't trust him. He already has his back stuff coming in. I'm not a big fan of the defense, what they've been doing. Devontae Adams comes in. All right, dude. You're 32. You really didn't impress me last year with your boy Aaron Rodgers up in New York. You got rid of Cooper Kupp, who I was a big fan of. By the way, whoever is watching in the fantasy league, I'm going to be going for Cooper Kupp. So I just don't see a lot of improvement.
I have him written down in my draft notes.
Yeah, you got to have it written down in your draft notes. Just keep watch. Chase is going after Cooper Kupp, but I'm not a big fan of this Rams team. I don't see them as a Super Bowl threat. I see them coming in about 9 wins, finishing 3rd in the division.
All right. At 2, I'm going with the Seahawks. Chase, I'm kidding. So
I was about to say, I was like, did I miss something? Am I on?
So you did miss something. I put the Seahawks at 4 and 3. So I was like, I'm just gonna keep going until he catches it because I didn't intentionally try to do that. I messed up. So 4, I got the Seahawks. 3, I got the Cardinals. I want to just make that correction, right? 2, I'm going with the Rams. I think they sit about right. I think they have a slightly above average defense coming into this year. Their rookies should be getting better. I like Verse. I like the additions they made. For as much as we like to joke about them, I think they have a better coach than both the Cardinals and the Seahawks. Chase might disagree there with Seattle, but they have a proven guy at the quarterback. I can't say that about the other teams. They have a proven receiver, top 10 receiver in Puka Nacua if he stays healthy. A veteran who I think will work well with Stafford. I see him around a 9-10 win team. I think they're going to be second in the division. I got the Rams.
Okay, at number 2, I mean, I've been hyping them up the entire podcast.
This is your new Broncos. Broncos.
Sage, you're one step ahead of me, brother. I'm saying that this is the Denver Broncos of last year. I really like this defense. They got a lot of good young guys across all 3 levels as well, Sage. They got studs. I think Mike McDonald's one of the best defensive minds in the game, and I get the concerns with Sam Darnold. But I think that Kubiak is going to be able to keep him contained a little bit. Kenneth Walker is going to be the big part of that offense. He still has great weapons like Jackson Smith and Jigba. I think that Cooper Kupp's going to have a bounce back here. So there is a chance that they don't go 10-7 like I think they will, and they fall to about an 8 or 9 win team. But what I will say is that they're going to be a spread machine. If you're betting spreads, the Seahawks are going to be one of the best teams to bet all year, in my opinion.
You taking them week 1?
I can't. It's sacrilegious. I can't do it. But I will say that if I was not a Niners fan, if I did not have a Niners podcast, and honestly, if I didn't have a lot of futures on the Niners, which I already do, I'd sprinkle the Seahawks a little bit week 1. I would.
Week 1? Do you know what the line is week 1? I'm sure you probably know, but
I actually don't, Sage. I actually don't. I'm going with Niners minus 3.5.
Niners minus 1.5. I feel like it's such
wow.
I will be hammering the Niners. That's all I'm going to say.
We'll see. It'll be tough, man. You don't know
That's
who the
all.
wide receiver is going to be week 1.
That's true. That's true. But all things considered, I think they're catching him at a good spot. I know you think the opposite. Maybe they're both catching. Two things could be true here. Maybe they're catching each other at a good spot. They're going to both be hyped for this matchup. But my number one team, Chase, the track to get back on path, it's the Niners. I'm going to be heavy on them this year with that easy schedule. I feel like they're going to be popping up in our bets a lot here. They shouldn't be as big of favorites as they were last year. I was looking through it. They don't have huge spreads this year, which I feel like if they, start to pick up some momentum, people might be a little pessimistic based off the year they're coming. Some of the injuries they already have, guys coming off injuries. But the Niners, easiest schedule in the league. You're going to be beat over the head with it until the season starts. You're going to hear it even when the season starts. Easiest schedule in the league. That offense, last year, no matter what you want to say, it was still pretty kick-ass. Niners, I think, were 13th in the pass, 13th rushing, 9th in the pass. Total yards machines. They just couldn't get it done in the red zone. Why is that? Christian McCaffrey had 0 touchdowns. Brandon Ayuk had 0 touchdowns. That flips this year. They get healthy. You bring in a guy like Robert Saleh to beef that defense up. You make additions all along in your draft. I think you have vast improvements in the talent, in the brains. You get Sorensen out of town. You get your special teams corner out of town. You get Boyer in. You get Saleh in. I'm in on this team, man. I think 10.5 is too low. I see this as a 12-win team, 13-win team. So I think the Niners with ease here.
Yeah, so Niners definitely coming in at number 1 for me. I think that, like you brought up, Sage, maybe we're looking at it from a different perspective because we're always looking at this team every day. But the reality is if we like what the other 3 teams in the division are doing, nobody matches the top-level talent that the Niners have. I mean, no team has a guy like Nick Bosa, Fred Warner, George Kittle. This team is
CJ West.
This team is just stacked with future Hall of Famers. So I think that they have the talent factor. A lot of people, I think, are coming around to the fact that the Niners really hit on their draft. We're not going to know until we actually see how they play, but I really like what they did. I think that they really needed to make a big investment in that D-line for them to be a threat coming into this year. They did that, and I get it. Sean McVay had that one Super Bowl in 2021. But if you look at the coaching staff with Kyle Shanahan, now you get Robert Saleh coming in, running the defensive side of the ball. This team has the talent advantage, and I think it has the coaching advantage over any team in the division. It's a simple game, guys. Football's not that difficult. If you have the best talent, you have the best coach, and you're going to win a majority of the time. Keep in mind that they also have the easiest schedule. 12-win team. Couldn't have said it better, Sage. Niners, number 1.
I'll say this. I think it's like all about progression, right? Step 1 in improving this team, right, was in the draft. Get the guys. Get the guys who are ranked high. Do your research. Get the guys. Step 2, we got to see it in training camp before we see it on the field. It seems like the early returns are good. Now I just got to see it on the field. But I think based off what I've heard, they made the moves I wanted them to make. They spent their draft capital in the right spots. The early returns, what I'm hearing out of everyone is it's good. The media likes it. The players obviously are going to love it. So I just think like if they really do hit on these guys and everyone's as good as advertised, that there's no way this isn't a top 10 defense in the league scoring wise, probably top 5 just based off that schedule, the type of quarterbacks they're going to be going up against. And that offense is going to get humming, right? It's going to slow roll onto it. Guys are going to come back, get healthier. Christian McCaffrey, you saw the videos coming out, caught that bomb down the sideline. Ayuk should be back by week 5, week 6. Pearsall, I think this is a big year for Pearsall. I think you got to prove it, man, that you could be a wide receiver 2 in this league. I don't think you're a 1, even though you were drafted in the first round. I think you got to prove you could be a complimentary wide receiver 2. Jauan's looking for a contract. Kittle just signed his. I think the run game's going to get going with Garendo, with Corey Kleiner, James out of Oregon. It seems like they got talent everywhere. So I just can't see a way that this team isn't top 10 offense, top 10 defense with everything that they're presenting.
Sage, I'm going to say like James Carville in Old School. That was it. He said everything. We have no response. I mean, you basically went through the entire team there. I like it, Sage. I agree with you. I'm high on the Niners as well. I think that a lot of the national media is coming around. So that's the predictions. All right, I got one more for you though, Sage. How many teams come out of the NFC West make it to the playoffs?
I think only 2. I think it's going to be tough. I mean, because like you said, I have the Seahawks and the Cardinals at 8 or 9 wins best, and I don't think 9 wins does it in the NFC. So I think the Rams do it. I think the Rams could sneak in at 10. I think the Niners sneak in at 10. But even if the Rams don't do it and the Rams are below, then one of those other bottom 2 teams will rise to the top, could get 9 or 10 wins.
I agree. I got two. I think that the NFC North, I'm accounting for three. I really am. I know that it's a tough division, but
You
you
putting
got
the
to account
Vikings
for.
or the Bears in?
So I'm putting the Vikings in. I'm not excited with what I've been hearing about J.J. McCarthy.
Bro.
I mean, if you're a Vikings fan and you see that interview with Justin Jefferson, it's like, holy shit, is he like a – did we just get rid of Sam Darnold and we're throwing in an all-time bust right now? Talk about Trent Williams. Talk about Trent Williams and the answers that he's given about his teammates. Justin Jefferson, after the first practice, he's like, yeah, he's a rookie. He's going to have to learn a lot of things. He's going to have to go through a lot of bumps. Wow. Not good.
Not assuring.
Not assuring at all.
I do not trust him. I mean, I'm going to trust KOC, what he's done with quarterbacks, but I mean, it's basically his rookie year, right? Like you count this as his rookie year. So I don't know, man. I was a big JJ McCarthy detractor coming out of college.
I was going to say, didn't like him at Michigan either.
Yeah, I have to stand on business with it. I know our boy Max Stein said he'll be the best rookie from that draft class. Doesn't look good. I know, especially in a draft class with Jaden Daniels and Caleb Williams, but we'll see, man.
We're pot committed at this point with the JJ McCarthy takes. We'll see how he turns out. But, Sage, let's dive into the closing argument of the show. We had to bring it up because I think it's honestly the biggest news story going around training camp in the NFL, which is a little bit crazy, but the Christian Wilkins saga. So
yes,
I'm going to try to do my best to tie it in a bow to where we are right now. But basically 4 days ago, we hear that the Raiders released Christian Wilkins. And when you see that, you're like, why the hell would the Raiders release him? They just signed him to a 4-year deal with $85 million guaranteed last offseason. Then a couple days later, you get a report from Josina Anderson that it was because of an incident with his teammate. Quote, it was weird, like a very weird incident. Then you get all the videos coming out about him dancing after Clemson's win the college football playoff. He's doing the splits and everything. He's diving into scrums on the ground where he's sticking his finger up other guys' butts, playing around with Josh Allen. So it's like, what the hell did Christian Wilkins do? Then this morning you have Adam Schefter going on the Pat McAfee show, and he's saying, oh, he tried to go up to one of his teammates. He tried to kiss his forehead. The teammate didn't like it. And everybody's like, okay, I don't know if that's something that's releasable. Just like kissing a guy on the forehead. Boom, we're going to get rid of your $50 million guaranteed contract. But then, Sage, this league moment, Mike Florio comes out and says, that is not the rumors that are swirling around the league with what happened with Christian Wilkins. So what the hell happened? I mean, it had to be something sexual, right? Like it had to be.
When the Schefter tweeted that, I was like, hey, it's Schefter. So I'm going to take his word for it. I was like, there had to maybe have been some tongue involved. Like when you say it's weird, very weird. I'm like, did he try and like French kiss him? Like he tried to kiss his teammate. Like you saw the video of him like grabbing Gesicki's head and kissing him on the cheek. Like there's no way it was something like that. Like I thought maybe he tried to get some tongue in there. I mean, initially before Schefter tweeted, my mind, I was like, fellatio? Like what could this guy have possibly have done?
You think he was giving head in the locker room at Raiders camp?
I mean, it's not like he's a bad player. For them to cut him and then say it was weird and it was an act on another teammate who was uncomfortable. Like, I mean, come on. Boys kiss their boys. Like, it's kiss on the cheek isn't out of the realm of possibilities. Chase, I'm Italian. You're Italian. That's how we greet each other. You know what I mean?
It's guy love. It's guy love. There's nothing gay about that. There's anything wrong with that in the first place.
There's nothing sus about it. You know what I mean? So it's like, whatever you do or don't do, that's fine. But when you get cut from the team and then the reports are it's weird and then Schefter says he just kisses him on the forehead, immediately it's met with a bunch of backlash, like Pro Football Talk saying like, that's not what we're hearing. A bunch of other teammates saying like, that's not what we're hearing. John Feliciano, former 49er, said he's always been weird, right? Like
freaky.
Former teammates coming and tweeting about him. I think like, I don't know where, my corrupted mind has been having the internet like at my palm since I was a child of the things that he could have or could have not done. But I don't think it was just kissing. And if it was, then like maybe we all need to take a step back and define what weird is.
Yeah, so I'll be honest with you, Sage. I have two pretty big guesses here. I think it was either one of two things. I think maybe some ass play where he was in the training room. A guy was getting worked on, tried to shove something up his butt. Not saying it was his finger or something. I don't know what objects are in an NFL training room. That's my first guess. But, Sage, I think that I honestly bet a lot of money that this was what caused it. I think it was just the old-fashioned dick twist. I think he just went for the dick. And when the people at the Raiders front office heard, it's like, wait, hold on. He grabbed the package, twisted it. We might have to, it's like he's released. You can't do that. You can't be grabbing the package and have that in a billion-dollar corporation. So I think that's what it was, Sage. I honestly think it was the old-fashioned dick twist.
What was it? Was it Pineapple Express? He's like, I'm going to twist your ball. Come on. He's like, come on. I'm going to twist your ball so tight. Whatever it is. But, I mean, it was something like that. Red? Where, was it red? Yeah. Where I'm just trying to think of me. But, I mean, my mind didn't go there. I don't know what possibly it could have been. I mean, it would make sense. I mean, if someone did that to you, you want them off your team. But Christian Wilkins, the one thing we can confirm, the guy's a freak. No one wants him on a team. Do you think he gets picked up? Like, if it's as bad as people say, like, do you think he's going to get picked up? Like, is there a career for Christian Wilkins past this?
I feel like the Niners could use a little bit of this. Like, I feel like in the Niners locker room, there's almost been, like, not enough drama going on. Throw Christian Wilkins into the situation. We need a defensive tackle. Sage, everybody's brought it up in the past with Charles Haley, where sometimes on the D-line, if you have a guy who's going after the quarterback, you need a little crazy. You need to be a psycho son of a bitch to go after the quarterback every single play. So I feel like the Niners could use it a little bit. What I think is good by the Raiders, Sage, they're not releasing the name of the guy who was involved in this situation with Christian Wilkins, which is almost crazy in this day and age that it hasn't came out. But could you imagine if the name came out and the media trying to ask some questions the next day?
I mean, yeah, it would just be so awkward. Like, so what did he do? He's going to just be faced with it his entire NFL career. He can't go on any former player podcast. If he goes on Cleats and Convos, it's the first thing that's getting brought up. Can't show his face around the media for like 2 months. They're just going to shield him from the media until it dies down. And he'll still be asked about it. So I think it's smart. You see, Pete Carroll taking advantage, controlling the situation. Maybe last year things are handled a little differently, but you see the veteran leadership in the locker room now.
It's almost like the media will be like Child Protective Services with that player. It's like, hey, like on the stall, point out, like, where did Christian Wilkins touch you? Did he touch you here? It's like, no, he didn't touch me there. So we'll see. I mean, I think it's going to come out eventually. I really do. I do. And the social media is going to have a field day with this guy, whoever it is.
Yeah. The memes, the TikToks, the tweets, they're going to be next level. It's going to be it's going to be an appointment day on Twitter. Like, you got to free your calendar and just watch.
But all right, Sager, I think we're a little bit above the hour 15 mark. We wanted to keep it to about there. Anything else before we hop off the stream?
Yeah. Can I plug my content?
Yeah, go ahead, baby. Plug it.
Part of a podcast, Westbound and Down. We're on Twitter. We're on YouTube. We're on Twitch. We're on Red Note. We're on TikTok. We're on Instagram now. For those of you with Instagram, follow us on Instagram.
Follow us.
Like, subscribe, because please, content coming twice a week now. NFL season around the corner. You're not going to want to miss any of it. We got videos, TikToks. We got some exciting things in the works that we've been, plotting, scheming. We've had some production meetings. So big things coming. Only one place to find it. Only one way to find it. That's by liking, subscribing, following us on everything. We got personal socials. You can find it here. So please help us out. Help us out.
A little bit of a hint. You see these guys talking after a game. You're seeing the fire that we bring. Imagine us watching a game. Think about that. Coming up. Coming soon. Something's in the works. We got to deal with the production side of it, Sage. Not going to lie. Not our strong suit right now. We could fire off takes, but the production is something that we got to figure out. But, Sage, if you don't get to work on it, you're never going to get better. So we're going to try to get that set up for everybody. But that's going to be it for the episode today. Sage, are you thinking Thursday? We thinking Thursday, another episode?
Thursday, most likely, unless something huge comes out one of these days before, but Thursday's the most likely. Thursday night.
All right, so we're going to be coming out with an episode Thursday, but that's going to be it for the stream today. We'll talk to you guys later.